All right, we're live, I believe. Yes, yes, we already have one thumbs up and have nobody watching. So I don't know how that happened, but welcome to another episode of Live Mike here on the Modeling with Mike channel. Another hour and a half of modeling mayhem. I'm Mike. You know this is Moosey, and let's start as we usually do, with the results of the last poll question. The last question was, do you hand paint or airbrush? And 57 of you said you airbrushed, and 43% said you hand painted. And that was a lot closer than I thought it'd be. I thought at least 75% of you said would have said airbrush. But Moosey's been getting antsy, so I got to let him down early. So let's get into this week's topic, shall we? Start with a question. What's one modeling tool you regret spending big money on? Tonight we're talking budget versus premium scale modeling tools and where money actually makes the difference. Now, let's just frame the debate a bit here. This isn't about anti premium versus anti budget. It's about skill level, build style, and budget. And we'll get into three categories on this stream: tools where budget is fine, tools where premium helps, and tools where premium is a waste. So, category number one: tools where budget is enough. If I can get this paper to calm down. Here's some examples where budget is enough: sanding sticks and abrasives. You can get away with homemade sanding sticks, and if you have to, just get sheets of sanding paper. Brushes, okay, for general use. Uh, you can go to Walmart, get you about 12 brushes for $3 and use them. I did that when I started, and I'm still using that same set. Clamps, clips, and holders. All my clamps are either from Dollar Tree or homemade, or I got clothespins from the dollar store or rubber bands. And DIY tools. I have a lot of DIY tools and DIY setting solution. I have loads of videos on DIY, as you know, on the channel. So those are examples of tools where budget is enough. Let's flip it a bit and talk about tools where premium tools actually helps, such as sprue cutters. Uh, some of these cheaper models are double bladed. They don't slice like, say, a God Hand or other models where they're one bladed and they actually cut. These two bladed ones actually, well, the one bladed ones slice. The two bladed ones actually cut, and what they do is they squeeze the plastic while they're cutting. So you get a out of shape cut. So sprue cutters is one place where precision works better. Airbrushes, you air, premium airbrush, say one that costs at least $50, like a gallery or Fangda or something like that is much better than the $15-25 ones, of course. You know, I still like to clean out my gallery ones after every use. So anything that's in that nozzle doesn't dry up on me overnight or between uses. But you get you get a say a Chinese cheapo, yeah, you'll have to clean that one every time at least. Uh, Lighting and magnification. You need good lighting and good magnification a lot of times, especially if you're working on something very small, like say a metal earth kit, 1/72nd scale, one 144th scales, stuff like that. And of course, knives and blades are tools where premium helps. And also, premium doesn't make you better, it just makes you more consistent. Uh, you can have a premium tool, and if you don't have your fundamentals down, that premium tool isn't going to be of any use to you. So let's go to tools that rarely justify premium prices. Specialty weathering tools. All of my weathering stuff, there's not a brand name to it, and I still get good weathering results. Branded jigs. Anyone with some gumption and a creative mind can make their own jig. Model specific accessories, well, that speaks for itself. And hype driven tools. If you have a tool that's coming out and you know, it doesn't do anything for you, what's the use of having it? So let's see. That's the end of my very short spiel for now. Before I get to the chat, I just want to let you know that I'm going to pick out a time sometime in this live stream, and I've got the specifics for the next group build down, and I'll tell you all about that later once we get a lull in the action. So that's something to look forward to. Let's get to the live chat, shall we? Michael Lambertino. Hello, Michael. How you doing over there in Philly? Chet says, hey, Mike Moosey. Hey, Chet. Live long and prosper, my friend. Chet says the answer is yes. The answer is yes to what? Chet says, I consider a premium airbrush a $150 to $500 range. Okay. And Chet says, a dull blade is a dangerous blade. Absolutely true. Bernard Dye. Hey, Bernard, how's things in H-Town? Chet says, airbrush or hand painting? The answer is yes. Yes to which one? Or both of them, I guess is what you're saying. Yeah, both. Okay. I got you. So let's just drop that first question once again. What's one modeling tool you regret spending big money on? Hmm. Chet says, but you are not going to hand brush a car body. Not if you want it to look good. Michael Lambertino says, airbrush, yes. Hand painting for detail. Okay. But guys, that's not the subject for this week. That was last week's. I got to bring you in here. Question is, what's one modeling tool you regret spending big money on? I John Christmas. Hey John. Premium tools are not overrated. Would not be without my god hand nippers or tweezers. Well, I didn't say all. You guys got to listen to what I'm saying here. I didn't say all tools are premium tools are overrated, but some are. And I listed some. you know, Michael says nothing. Chet says none. Yeah, I can't think of any one where I spent big money. I mean, the thing I spent most money on is the two things I spent most money on are my spray booth and my air compressor, and I haven't regretted either of them. Chet says, I agree that you can get away with cheap sandpaper, but not if you want to achieve a high gloss model show paint finish. Mm, true, but not everybody's going for that model show look. There's a lot of people who just build their models and put them up on a shelf, and that's it. Bernard says overrated premium items. There are a couple of books I bought that were expensive and I probably didn't need. Okay, there you go. Chet says that's because y'all paint dull planes, ships, and armor. okay. I have painted cars before. I do everything. Okay. Let's see here. Wow, already 14 minutes into this. Bernard says, I think in paints, some might be worth more money, but it's possible to find good paints that aren't too expensive. Very true. Uh, Chet pointed out a brand last week, Scale Finishes, and that Gallery Kaleido paint is not expensive, and it does great. Chet says the biggest waste was purchasing a 1K clear, not going to mention the name, KBs, that only has a 3 month shelf life once open. Wow. Yeah, there you go. That would be a waste. Jan, how you doing? Sorry for, sorry for being late. I was in the waiting room. Hey, nothing much going on over there, is there? Okay, so Jan, I'll catch you up today. The subject is budget versus premium tools where money actually matters. And my first question was what's one modeling tool you regret spending big money on? And also, Jan, you might want to catch this. I'm going to give y'all the rules for the next group build coming up shortly. Shortly. I'll probably do it at the half hour mark. I think you'll all like this one. I'm giving you a lot more time. Let's see. Hmm. I'm giving you about 4 months to get a build in. I think you can get a build in 4 months. All right. So let's give you another question here. This is going to be a lot easier. Do you consider yourself mostly a budget modeler, mid range, or premium buyer? Jan says PE bending tool. I mainly use the bending pliers, but I must admit I like tools. Got 4 display sprue cutters and 1 God hand. I got, yeah, I got 2 sprue cutters. One for my plastic and one for my metal earth stuff. No, I think it's time to buy another set of sprue cutters. Oh, I missed Chet's. Sorry, Chet, I missed your last comment, so I'll say it now. At about Chet said at about $40 a pint, throughout a total of 1 pint between the 2 times I bought. Now I have a quart of the very unhealthy 2K clear. 2K means 2 part clear with a catalyst hardener. Mm, yeah, that is not sounding not healthy. And Jan says premium. Oh, God hand premium. Okay. Yep. Oh, okay. I get you. You're a premium buyer. Okay. I am budget. I am budget. You guys all know I'm budget. Lucy, enough now. That's what this that's what this channel is about. Budget. I'm all about budget. Moosey, quiet. Enough. Chet says, I have about six cheapo Timu sprue cutters, one decent $15 sprue cutter, and one pair of God hand sprue cutters I got for Christmas. Yeah, and I bet you watch what you do use that God hand on too, don't you? Jan says budget will do the job just as good, but good tools, paints do make it a tad easier. Yep, that's well, you missed my spiel, Jan. But yeah, I said that at the near the end. I said premium doesn't make you better, just more consistent, and it does make it easier. That's for sure. Okay, let's see. All right, put that there. You want up, buddy? Come on. Ooh. Here y'all go. Here's your moosey fix. Say hi, moosey. All right, let's see here. Got about 8 minutes before I go into the group build thing. I'm going to run out of questions here. Oh, I got plenty of questions here. Adrian, how you doing, bud? He says, "Hey, Mike and Moosey." Adrian says, "Hey, buddy." All right, Adrian, I'll catch you up too. Category is budget tools versus premium tools. Chet says, I don't 100% agree with budget friendly will get the job done as a former mechanic while you can do the job with, say, Craftsman Snap on makes the job much easier for double the price. Well, as somebody who does budget friendly, I got to disagree with that statement because budget friendly does get the job done. But on the other part of your statement, I agree with it. It does make it, the premium tools do make it much easier. I never said they didn't. They just don't make you a better modeler. Experience, experience and fundamentals make you a better modeler. If you don't have the experience and the fundamentals down, you can have all the top high grade tools that you want, and your stuff will still look like crap. Premium tools are of no use to you if you don't know how to use them. And get right. All right, let's see here. Let's ask another question here before I get into the. Oh, Adrian says budget tools you can use for entry level and mid level modeling, but it is good if you upgrade some of your tools. Yeah, true. Figure with certain, Chet says, figure with certain budget tools after you replace them a couple times would have cheaper in the long run with the more premium tool. Consumables a different story. Adrian says, like sprue cutters, got to go single blade. Okay. And I said, well, you missed my spiel too, Adrian. But I said I put them into three categories. I put one where budget is enough, one where premium actually helps with, and sprue cutters were in that. Adrian says, I don't think you have to go with God hand cutters and take out a mortgage for them. True. You know, I mean, but yeah, they actually help. I did explain on my spiel. If you go back after this is over and watch the very beginning of this, that yeah, the one bladed the one bladed sprue cutters actually make a better cut because the two bladed tend to squeeze that plastic while they're cutting. Chet says, Adrian, I got mine for free. Christmas gift. LOL. Yeah, that's a nice Christmas gift. Jan says, don't forget tweezers. Good tweezers are a great help. Yeah, yeah. Adrian says, with brushes, I think you need a spread. Cheapies, mid range, and a couple of good ones. Yeah, depending on what you're using it for, yes. Cheapies are great for those one and done type things. All right. Yes, Moosey. Yes, Moosey. Yeah, okay. Adrian says, doesn't matter what tweezers you get, they all ping little bits into a new dimension. Yep, I was just getting ready to say that. Oh, I had to stop working on my Metal Earth Huey helicopter last night because I just, oh wow, I ran into a spot where, oh man, it wasn't doing a thing for me, so I just dropped it and went on to a 172nd tank I'm gonna do to start tonight. Chet says, I have a bunch of cheap parts launchers, I mean tweezers, after a couple of uses the tips are bent. Damn. I have all my tweezers that I got with my $21 modeler's toolkit, I am still using after 2.5 years. Jan says, what are good entry level Harry sticks? Hmm. Uh, Jan says, Adrian, my display tweezers don't do that. Hmm. what's that? Launch parts into a different dimension. I would say they don't do that yet. You just been lucky. Let's see. Good entry level Harry sticks. Mm. For entry level, I'd buy a good set off of Amazon. I'd go to like Walmart, buy one of those 12 packs for $3. And those be good for like uh spreading glues and you know and certain weathering jobs. And John says indeed, but they are about $10 a piece. Hmm. I don't know. I got a 6 or 8 piece uh, detail set of brushes on Amazon for about $15. Adrian says, to be honest, entry level Harry sticks, I go to Timu and get things like 30 brushes for under $10. Don't expect to paint the Mona Lisa, but they get you through for a start. There you go. And really, that's all I'm talking about here, people. It's not. I'm not talking about people who want to go to the and enter a show or anything like that. I'm talking about your average modeler who's just doing it for the fun. You know, we got to put it into context here. All right, it's okay, Moosey. You got to get down because I'm going to talk about the group build. Okay, so go play, and I'll bring you back up later in the stream. Okay, guys, I'm going to talk to you here about the next group build. Hey, the next group build's starting the first of next month. So we are going to have a group build around the 250th birthday of America. Like, I'm going to hop on the train with everybody else this year. So here is the group rules. Number one, your entry must represent something connected to American history. So if anywhere from 1776 to 2026. But I would like the older the better. Okay? If you can get something that late 19th century, early 20th century, maybe something from the Revolutionary War, that'd be great. So, eligible subjects include military vehicles, civilian vehicles, NASA, first responders, ships, or aircraft. And since this is a budget modeling channel, we're going to put some budget builder rules in here. Number one, it must be a kit under $30. Or it must include one do-it-yourself technique. And no aftermarket will be allowed. Now, you're going to enter this the same way as you did the last one for the holiday build. You send the picture of the kit you're building, the box of the kit you're building, send it to the same email that you did the last one. And let's see. Okay, send a picture of the kit you're building starting March 1st. Okay, and send it to my email. Y'all know where it's at. It's on my uh, channel description on YouTube. Don't go to the group page on Facebook. I don't know why some of you did that last time. That didn't make any sense. But just go to the channel description here on YouTube. You'll find my email there. Now, then when you're done with your kit, send no more than 4 pictures of it, of your completed kit, to the same email address. And then I will show entries, all the entries, in a video that will be shown July 4th. Okay? So those are the rules for the group build. And, if you didn't catch them all, I'm put them in a post on the channel after the live stream is over. Okay, back to the chat. Chet says, I use the cheap Timu one, use disposable brush when I don't feel like cleaning the brush after I use it. There you go. Chet also says, wow, that rules me out on all counts. Not on all counts. I said military vehicles, civilian vehicles, which mean cars. So, so that allows you in. But the budget builder rules, all you have to do is use one DIY technique, and if you want to, go on my channel, see my DIY videos. And if you use a DIY technique, I want you to let me know that when you put your completed kit in. So, Chet, like, make a DIY sanding stick and sand your pieces off with that, But you can go to the post section when you're going to vote on the poll at the end of the live stream. You can catch the rules there too. So I'll make sure they're up there. Wow, almost 40 minutes into this already. Let's get another question here. Moosey. Here's another question for you. What's your cheapest tool that performs like a champ? Moosey, enough. Looney or Jan says, yeah, I need to fit. And then he says, think also. Okay. Yep. Yep, you got a wide variety of subjects to pick from on that. I mean, all you need is one DIY technique in that. Use a homemade sanding stick, make a homemade clamp and use that, or whip up some DIY setting solution for your decals. You know, I got videos for all that if you need to find out how to do it. But the question out there is, what's your cheapest tool that performs like a champ? And I would have to say the cheapest one that performs like a champ is is my DIY sanding stick. I made it with stuff I already had, so it was like nothing. Let's see. Adrian says, does DIY mean that you can get someone else to build it for you? No. DIY stands for do it yourself. Jan says, tools, wooden stick with double sided tape to hold pieces to paint. There you go. Chet says, I know the rules, but my builds have premium paints, occasional aftermarket, mid 60s to mid 70s American iron with aftermarket decals. I do make my own gauge glass with UV resin. Also, the average price for a car model is about three or at 30, unless you catch it on sale. Okay, use something in your stash. I didn't say you can use anything in your stash. You don't have to buy a new car, Chet. And have you ever heard of OOB? It's called out of box. you know, time to do what I always say on the channel: push your modeling boundaries. Use the decals in the kit. In mid 60s and mid 70s, I said anywhere in American history from 1776 to 2026. I didn't say you have to have an older one. I just said the older the better. Adrian says, my cheapest tool I am always using is a pack of cocktail sticks. Great for CA glue, scraping paint off of canopies, getting glue into tight places. There you go. Pack of toothpicks. That's never any more than $1.50 anymore. Yeah, mine is DIY. Well, DIY sanding stick, my DIY clamp. I have DIY setting solution. And they all work great. Bernard says, cheapest tool. I agree with the toothpicks and popsicle sticks the other guys mentioned. I also use packing paper from packages as a workspace table cover for each session. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Chet says, my cheapest DIY tool is alligator clips attached to a chopstick. Get them from Chinese restaurants for free. Well, there you go. That satisfies your one DIY technique. Put your put your stuff on those alligator clips that you just said. Boom. That rule is satisfied automatically there. Wow. Well, we're 45 minutes into this. You guys know what that means. That means I'm going to stop and. Oh, Adrian says you get the chopsticks for free after you spend $60 on a meal. Yeah, but usually, man, those Chinese restaurants have good food though. But anyway, I am going to tell you what's coming up on the channel. So tomorrow we have part 5. Oh, wait. Yeah, part 5 of the Bristol Bulldog build. We're starting to put the struts on to hold up the upper wing. And let's see, what else did we do on that? Oh, yeah. The upper wing gets put together too. So that's what tomorrow is. And Friday, we have part 6 of the Bristol Bulldog build series. We're going to attach the upper wing, and that is coming up Tuesday. Going to attach the upper wing and start the landing gear and attach that. And then let's see, next Friday, we'll have to see. I might take a very short break for one video. It depends on if it comes in, because I got the gallery sending me a Seeker airbrush to review. So if that comes in Tuesday, which it's supposed to, next Friday will be a Seeker airbrush review from gallery. So that should be something to look forward to. So that's what's coming up on the channel. Let's see. Chet says I use double-sided tape on popsicle sticks or paint stirrers for holding tiny parts for airbrushing. I've got a whole package of popsicle sticks. I got to do that because I've been trying to put them on toothpicks with silly putty, and it's just not working. They're falling off. Adrian says the Bulldog build is enjoyable to watch. Thank you. I was wanting to ask you guys about that. Is the build series any better with that top-down camera view than the others have been? I want to get your opinions on that. That's my next question for y'all. Is this build series with the top-down camera setup after I got past the cockpit, which was my fault. I put that way too low. And yeah, after I got that, has it been better than the other ones to watch? And I'm also doing less per video, so I can squeeze in some tips here and there. And Adrian says, yes, it is better when the model is centered and we can see what you're doing. Yes, okay. I thought it would be. Because past couple of days, I got to tell you guys, I've been looking back at some of my older videos from last year, and there's some that you could see nothing but my shoulder. It's like, okay. So yeah, I love that. I love that top down setup. It's it's doing wonders. Now that I've got the hang of it and I know where to set it up, where it's not like right down by the that 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 first build part with the cockpit. That I had that thing centered probably not even 2 feet above that because I thought, you could closer you got to it, the better you could see what I was doing. And I forgot that the closer you get, the less field of view you have through the lens of the camera, and it like gets tunnel vision. And unless I was right under the lens, you couldn't see a damn thing I was doing. So, my apologies for that, but we got past it. Adrian says every day is a school day, Mike. Yep. Never stop learning. Never stop learning. All right. Here's a live poll for all you guys. A live poll. This is a this is a multiple choice. Multiple choice live poll question. What's the most, in your opinion, what's the most overrated premium tool? A, sprue cutters. B, brushes. C, files. D, other. So, what's the most overrated premium tool? A, sprue cutters. B, brushes. C, files. Or D, other. And Jan says, love the new format. Well, thank you very much. It's getting a lot more views than any of my other build videos have, so I love it too. And Chet says D. Okay. Uh, I have to say, I would say C, files. Because, like, I mean, I've seen those glass files. Who needs a glass file when a metal file will do? And again, I'm not talking about guys who are modeling to go into a contest or a show or something. I'm just talking about your average modeler who just loves to put stuff together and, you know, put it up on a shelf. Stephen Kessel, model on, Stephen. Adrian says airbrushes. Oh, wow. Okay. Chet says Stephen K. Live long and prosper. So, Stephen, just to catch you up, we're in the middle of a live poll. And the question is, what's the most overrated premium tools? A, sprue cutters, B, brushes, C, files, or D, other? Jan says D, all the specialty tools for one specific job. The glass files are basically better normal files. I don't know. I get by with normal file. Stephen says, "Hey, Chester." Stephen says, "I use cheap tools." So you're a budget modeler, just like me. Look out, guys. God, now I know. Yeah, okay. Steven says I use cheap tools, but the question is, what do you think is the most overrated premium tool? Not the one you use, but what's the most overrated? Sprue cutters, brushes, files, or other? Adrian says, for example, an Iwata may set you back 200, 300 bucks when you have perfectly good airbrushes from Gallery that does exactly the same as those overpriced status airbrushes. There you go. Steven says, why pay $10 for clippers when you can buy cheap clippers? Yep. I mean, I'm still using my cheap clippers after 2.5 years, and just now I'm getting ready to buy a new pair, and I really don't need to. I mean, the ones I have now aren't really dull or chipped or anything. Yeah, Adrian, your comment about the airbrushes that you just made making me look forward to that review of that Seeker airbrush. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Brand new airbrush, never been used. Yeah. Stephen Kessel says, I even use Amazon's cheap airbrush, the master airbrush. Those aren't bad airbrushes, actually, for beginners. Those are not bad airbrushes. Adrian says, I'm looking at a you mean a swallowtail brush? Those are good. I'm thinking about buying a swallowtail like Ace uh, model swallowtail for my birthday because those swallowtails are great for like when your arthritis is acting up and you don't really want to use the standard trigger. Those are great for that with their regular pistol grip. Adrian says that's why I have the GHAD 68. Yep. That's why I'm going to get a swallowtail, I think. Because, I mean, there's been times lately that I just blow off uh, airbrushing jobs because my fingers just, the arthritis is just too bad. And I don't want to just, yeah. So if I get like a GHAD 68 or a swallowtail, I don't have a excuse to blow off the painting sessions anymore. Jan says, problem is Iwata has lots of engineering in their airbrushes. All new cheap ones are knockoffs from Iwata, Harder and Steenbeck, etc. I don't know. Michael Lambertino says if anyone is interested, there is a model car show in Wayne, New Jersey, April 25th. NNL East, I hope to present 10 models. Well, good luck to you. Well, it's a show, but, you know, anyway, good luck to you. Hope you get a lot of good response off of that. Stephen Kessel. Earlier in the stream before you came on, I gave the rules for the next group build. So, but instead of going over them again, I'm just going to let you know that I'm going to have a post with the rules for the next group build up after the stream goes on. So if you want to know the rules for the next group build, go to my post. Let's see. Bernard says, for fine and detailed painting, I can understand why Drew Blair and crew only want the best. But for modeling, I agree that generic airbrushes still work pretty well for large areas and masked work. Yes, they do. Chet says, I'm planning on going. All depends on my surgery consultation on March 10th. Oh, yeah, that's coming up. I forgot all about that. Buddy, good luck on that, man. Praying for you. Michael Lambertino says there should be plenty of vendors there. Lots of good stuff for sale. Yeah, those are great places to buy get cheap, especially during the last hours of the show. And also tools you can get cheap there. Again, especially during the last hours of the show. Because, you know, I used to have a flea market business where I went to flea markets and stuff. I'd always much rather carry a bunch of cash home than my damn inventory. Adrian says, if you can buy me the plane ticket, I will see you there. Yeah, there you go. Same with me. Yeah. I still want to find a way to get to IPMS Nationals this year. It's in Fort Wayne, which is only like 40 miles away from me. Bernard says IPMS Nationals are in Indiana. I know that. Fort Wayne, yep. If I go, I'll rent a car and pick you up. Mike remains to be seen if I'm going or not. Well, I'll tell you what, Bernard. Chet says, I heard the Bears are going to move to Indiana. No, they're going to move north of Chicago. Uh, One of the northern suburbs. They're building a new stadium. Bernard, I'll tell you what, if you go to IPMS Nationals uh, and you rent a car, you don't have to pick me up. You can spend the night at my apartment. And that'll save you a bunch of money on hotel space. More money you could spend at the show. You know what I mean? Chet says this morning they said Indiana, 20 miles from Soldier Field. Bernard says, LOL, more model kits. Oh boy. Well, you don't have to spend it on more model kits. I mean, but you could spend the night at my apartment, and if you don't mind putting up with Moosey. Adrian says rent a truck. Yeah. Yeah, this Chet says this morning they said Indiana. I know all the way through last season they were showing the site north of Chicago. Uh, they already started building it. As a matter of fact, I don't know who said that, but I do believe they are wrong. But you never know. You never know. This is nobody thought the Colts were going to come to Indiana, but they sort of snuck out in the middle of the night. So I think I think that was different because, huh? The Chicago mayor was pissed off talking about it. Wow. Well, if he was pissed off, that must be true because they had already started working on that new stadium. Maybe the funding fell through or something. Huh. I gotta check that out. Wow. Because I mean, Chicago and Indianapolis are the two closest major cities to me. They're both about 100 miles away. And if something like that happened, we would know about it here. And I haven't heard a damn thing about it. But then again, I usually watch YouTube. So I don't watch the local news anymore. It's depressing. It's depressing and it pisses me off. How about another question? We only have 20 minutes left. Less than that, actually, if I throw in the time I put a bow around the stuff. Here's another question. Other than me, who's using homemade or dollar store tools right now? Could be anything, as long as it's a tool. I use homemade tools all the time. And dollar store tools like rubber bands and clothespins and yeah. Yeah, but if I could get to IPMS nationals, that there is a video or two right there in the making. Yeah, Arlington Heights. That's the one I was thinking of. Hammond, Indiana. They're gonna move to Hammond. Nice town. Might as well move to Gary. I've been up around there, man. I've many times. Hammond, Gary, all them places. They all got that steel mill stink to them. So who's using homemade or dollar store tools right now? Who? or okay. Chet says Indiana just passed a bill to build a stadium. It's what financially makes more sense to the Bears, and with Illinois new taxes, Indiana might win out. Indiana will have two. Well, around here it won't change things. Like here in Warsaw, half the city are Bears fans, half the city are Colts fans. It's like around Chicago at baseball season. You're either Cub fan or a White Sox fan. Nothing, no in between. Bernard says, I use a couple dollar store items, sometimes small tubes of super glue, toothpicks. Haven't used the dollar store makeup for weathering yet, like one of your videos showed, but we'll try it one day. Yeah, that's my main go-to for weathering. That and some cheap oils I bought from Meyer store. Mix that up with some mineral spirits. Boom, got a nice wash. And add a little more of the oils. Boom, you got a sludge wash. Chet says, "Uh oh, YouTube is frozen." Oh man. Adrian says, "I think everyone uses the cheapies at times. I have some really cheap clips at work. Brush is cheap for doing the dirty work. I have the makeup kit for weathering and Sunday nights out. I use mine on Friday nights." Friday nights at the bar, you know, put my face on, sitting there with my fat ass walking down the bar with my cane and my made up face. Attracts the chicks like flies on honey. Oh man. Adrian says, "Have you been watching me?" Yeah. Oh Lord, have mercy. Good stream today, guys. Good stream. Nice, lively chat. Lively chat. Let me blow up this thing. MK Model Works. New guy, new guy. Welcome. Just ran across your live in my feed. New subscriber for sure. Well, thank you very much. We have fun here, man. We have fun. I mean, nobody takes anybody else too seriously. It's it's none but fun. I'm going to hit you with not really a question, but it's more like tell me your viewpoint on it. And MK, you can join in. Name a tool you think is pure marketing. Hmm. Think about it. What's just pure marketing? I gotta think about that. Hmm. A tool that is pure marketing. Here, I just thought of one, and I mentioned it in a lot of my airbrush cleaning videos. I think the Spay makes one. There's other companies that make them too. They're those little metal scratchers that you stick up into your nozzle of your airbrush, and it's supposed to scrape out all the all the dried up paint that's surrounding there. Pure marketing. Those things will ruin your nozzle. An intradental brush will do the same thing and be much easier on your nozzle. Adrian says masking tape. Why pay for the big name ones? Yep. I mean, when I mask, I use regular blue painter's tape that I got from the dollar store. Chet says the feed keeps freezing on me, so while it's frozen, have a great and blessed week. Me gots to pay the water bill. All right, Chet. We'll see you later. Take it easy, buddy. We'll see you next week. Have a good one. MK Model Works says frog tape, delicate is all I use. Yep. And I mean, Just regular painter's tape would work. Let's see. We're an hour and 20 minutes in, and MK, I'm going to let you know this for the next times. Our live streams are usually an hour and a half, so they come on at 3:30 in the afternoon till 5. So just so you know for next week and as we go on. And also, MK, gonna have group build for the America's 250th birthday, and I'm not gonna go over the rules again, but I'm gonna put the rules on a post on my channel after the live stream's over here in about 9 minutes or 10 minutes from now. So there you go. Adrian says those little scrapers are dangerous. A good cleaner and a small brush and leave a small amount of water in your airbrush to stop it drying out. There you go. There you go. Yeah, those are nothing but marketing. They'll tell you it's a good way to clean your nozzle. It's a good way to destroy your nozzle. That's what it's good for. MK says, okay, thanks for info. Yeah, I got about 6 more minutes, folks, before I put a bow on this. Then put a bow on this, and then I got to put the poll question up and the group rules up on a post, the group build rules up on a post. Then I'm going to go get dinner ready and come back and start working on my tank. Adrian says it's sunny where you are. Got a lot of flare. Yeah. I think some of that might be the lights. Chet says finally you're unfrozen. MK is from Wisconsin. Go Pack Go. Yeah. Well, I'm sort of a Bears fan, but I'm more of a Colts fan. I'm in northern Indiana. Warsaw. Yeah, I was noticing the light behind me, Adrian. Yeah, it is sunny by the way out there, and it's getting to be the time of day. My my window's facing west, so it's getting to be the time of day still where at about 5 o'clock the sun's getting low in the west. So MK says Brewers for me, Cubs for me. I am a diehard Cubs fan. And you probably knew from the shirt that I'm a Colts fan, so yeah. Chet says New York Giants all day, every day. Hey, they finally got him a coach. So MK says, of course, yeah. Chet says, we got about 36 inches of snow and low 30 degrees. I heard you guys got hammered this past week. Because you guys got hit by that first big mega storm. And then you turned around and got hit by another one. Yeah, you're buried. You are buried, my friend. There is no two ways around that. Oh, MK, since you're new, Adrian says, feel for you, Chester, but please feel free to keep the snow. Yeah, I agree with that. We're gonna be in, I think here we're gonna be in the upper 40s, low 50s tomorrow. But that's gonna last for maybe a day or two, and then we're back in around the upper 30s. So, yeehaw. Nope, we went to share. Hey, share alike, right? But MK, I was going to tell you before I got into sidetrack there. Uh, Tomorrow at 8:30, I'm in the middle of a build series on Bristol Bulldogs. So tomorrow at 8:30, I got another video dropping 8:30 a.m. So there you go. Adrian says we don't want it. Neither do I. I mean, we haven't gotten that much snow this year, and thank God. All right, I'm getting ready to put a bow on this. About 15 seconds. So, yeah, I might as well start right now. Okay. Well, I want to thank you all for showing up today and participating. It was a great chat. Made a new friend today, and yeah, it was a great stream. So let's see. To those people who are watching this later, if you like what you're seeing, don't forget to uh, press that like and subscribe button. Both buttons help the channel out immensely. Uh, Remember the Frugal Scale Modeler is our Facebook group connected to the Modeling with Mike channel. I always leave a link on all my video descriptions, so you can go to any of my videos, hit that link. It'll take you to the group homepage. Answer 3 questions related to modeling, and agree to the group rules. And that is just that simple. You're in. Also, don't forget about gallery discount code. If you're on the gallery website, the code for my channel is MW Mike, all capital letters, all one word. Enter that at checkout and you'll get 10% off. Also, Chet has a discount code. Enter Billboards Builds at checkout and you'll get 10% off using his discount code. And also, if you're on the gallery store on Amazon, enter the discount code SH48 Mike. Again, all the letters are capital, and it's all one word, SH48 Mike. Enter that at checkout. You'll get 5% off your order there. The upcoming videos tomorrow, the Bristol Bulldog build continues. We're going to start putting on the struts to the bottom wing, and we're also assembling the top wing. And then next Tuesday, we're going to install the top wing to the struts, and we're going to install the landing gear. And then the next Friday, a week from tomorrow, I do believe I'm going to interrupt the build series for one video, and we're going to do a review of the new Gallery Seeker airbrush. So that's something to look forward to. So that's what's coming up in the next week on the channel. So before we shut her down for good, let's catch up on all the remaining chat. MK says, okay, I'll be sure to check it out. And right now I'm working on my 69 Charger Funny Car series. Ooh, cool. Something for Chet to watch. Chet says, where's Tony Montana at? We need him. Where's Tony Montana at? You need him. The snow would be gone quickly. Okay. MK says, had a great time. We'll definitely be tuning in more. Have a good one. You too, MK. Adrian says, nice one, Mike. Thank you. Enjoyed it, even though I was late. Looking forward to the Bulldog build. Take care and give Moosey a big scratch behind the ear from the UK. Will do, Adrian. And so the rest of y'all have a great week. And y'all know what we say around here. Say it with me, people. Never stop pushing your modeling boundaries. And until tomorrow at 8:30, see you later. Bye. Right when I sign off, a pop-up ad comes up. And it always works that way. Jackass thing. Yes, I know I'm still on the air, and I did say jackass, 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 jackass. Later, all.